Hi folks, how you doing? This is Iqbal with NVIDIA Daily Analysis. In this video, we will discuss NVIDIA stock price movement for today and we'll try to make an assessment for rest of the week. We'll also take a look news regarding NVIDIA, other AI stocks and inflation or CPI data due tomorrow. And we will also discuss its potential impact on the stock. Now, let's get started. You see NVIDIA stock chart for today on your screen. NVIDIA opened at 874, it made a high 876, it made a low 830, and it closed at 853. That is 2% down. So it was able to break 850 support level today after multiple attempts last week. But I really doubt it will go down to 800 level anytime soon. And not just NVIDIA, the overall market was under pressure or volatile today. You see S&P, after opening, it started to go up, but then it went down, then went up, then went down, and just before the close, it went up. As I mentioned yesterday, I expected that there's some kind of volatility or slowdown in the market just before the CPI data release. That's what we saw today. Moving on, 5-day, 3.5% down, 1 month, 0.49% down, 6 month, 86% up. So you notice the steep curve last 6 months, no major correction happened, but after touching the all-time high is going down. So some correction is starting to happen. So today's drop kind of makes sense to me because the correction was due for some time. Now going back to the daily chart, you see that today as well, NVIDIA closed below the previous closing price. And that signals that still the downward momentum is there with NVIDIA. We can take a look further when we will be talking about technical charts in a bit. You see this historical data on your screen. Take a look last 5 days closing. Today close was below yesterday closing price, and yesterday also was below prior day closing price, and also here. See, in last 5 days, 3 days at least were below previous day closing price. So that tells that the downward pressure is higher than the upward pressure at this point. So selling forces are winning this battle at this time. Regarding my position, I still have NVIDIA shares bought at 860. I did not buy any new shares for NVIDIA today because I was waiting for NVIDIA to go down further, probably around 820 or so. Then I thought I'll place more buy, but it did not happen today. I will evaluate further pre-market tomorrow and place a buy position if needed. At this point, I'm at a loss, but I'm not too much worried because historically speaking, NVIDIA should bounce back before the earnings. Now, moving on to the technical chart, I'm showing you 90-day hourly interval chart. The last 90 days, the lowest point is 450 and the highest point is 962. If you take a look at MACD chart here, you see that MACD line started going down since this morning, and the curve was much steeper than yesterday. See? So this tells that the selling forces are winning this battle against the buying forces for short term at least. So there is a possibility tomorrow as well NVIDIA go down. But I'm not expecting NVIDIA to go down to 800 levels sometime this week. Now let's take a look 30 minutes interval chart. In a 30 minutes interval, same story. MACD line is below zero line. It's trying to go down since this morning, but it could not go down further. And that's a good sign. That tells that even if the selling forces are there, but the selling forces are not too strong at this point. Now let's take a look RSI. In a 30 minutes interval chart, RSI is at 45. It was below 30 this morning. That was a good oversold condition and it was a good point to buy, at least for the short term. So at this point, RSI does not tell if NVIDIA should go up or down. Now let's take a look RSI in the hourly chart. In the hourly chart as well, sometime this morning, RSI was below 30, so it was a good oversold position. Right now, is at 41, a little lower than the 30 minutes interval chart. This means that before the market closed, Nvidia recovered a little bit. You know? That's why the 30 minutes RSI is higher than hourly interval chart. Now let's draw Fibonacci levels and try to see what are different support and the resistance level. I have drawn some Fibonacci levels starting from 0% to 100%. I selected 666 as the lowest point and 962 as the highest point, just like yesterday. The next level of support after 892 was 848, and Nvidia was able to break this level today after multiple attempts. After that, the next level was 814. Nvidia was not able to go down to that level today. I'm guessing it won't be very easy for Nvidia to go down to that level and break it sometime this week. On the upper side, the resistance level is 892, and after that, the highest resistance level is 962. At this point, since the selling pressure is stronger than the buying pressure, I'm not expecting Nvidia to go down to 900 levels sometime this week. Now let's take a look news regarding Nvidia. Again, those are just regular news, nothing big or nothing significant. So that's why Nvidia is going down to the correction mode, because nothing new for Nvidia at this point. All the previous good news it already absorbed in the price. The next exciting thing would be probably is the earning. So before earning, you will see some upside movement on Nvidia. Now let's take a look at some news. For example, this one, it says that Nvidia enters a correction. So that's what I mentioned you yesterday and day before, that is going to enter in the correction mode. Now some analysts are realizing that it's in the correction mode. And there is another one that says that ahead of inflation data, the stocks are down. See this one? So as I mentioned yesterday, that today you'll see some kind of volatility or weakness in the market because the inflation data is due tomorrow. So this is perfectly in line with my yesterday assessment. See, weakness in the tech stock ahead of inflation data on Wednesday. And you see another news that says that Nvidia leads Wall Street lower. And this is kind of expected because Nvidia has lots of room to go down because there was no major correction happened in the last 6 months. So in the absence of any new good news, Nvidia had to go down. Now let's take a look at other AI stocks. Palantir 0.83% down, SoundHound 3% down, AMD 0.52% up, SMCI 2.62% down, Avago 0.15% down, Nvidia 2.04% down. So most of the AI stocks are down today, and I'm positive that it should recover tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Avago, it's good that Avago did not go down too much today, and I have some Avago shares. At this point, I'm still in profit on Avago. You see these two tables on your screen. One is the total CPI, the other one is the core CPI. The core CPI does not include variable food items and fuel prices. The latest forecast for March is 3.5%. As I mentioned yesterday, is little higher than the February forecast, 3.1% versus 3.5%. So I'm expecting in the month of March, the actuals may not come higher than the forecast because the last time it came 3.2%. So last three cycles, you see, the actuals came higher than the forecast, and those were not a good sign. In terms of the core CPI, the latest forecast for March is 3.7%. The last three cycles, you see, the actuals came higher than the forecast, and that was not good for the market. In my opinion, the core CPI actuals will come exactly similar to the forecast. We'll see what happens tomorrow. So if that happens, that will be good for the market, and you'll see market goes up. But if the core CPI comes higher than the forecast, you'll see the market will drop. But the chances of that happening, in my opinion, is low. And you may also notice that the overall trend is down. I'm gonna load this sheet to my Patreon account, so if you are an exclusive member, you can access the sheet from there. So that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Talk to you more tomorrow. Take care.